Big development in Liquorgate probe. KCR's daughter and BRS MLC K Kavitha arrested by Enforcement Directorate. K Kavitha being taken to national capital by ED officials now. Stage set for the big 2024 Lok Sabha polls. All eyes now on Election Commission briefing at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Rebellion in Karnataka. BJP ahead of elections. Ishwarappa holds meet. Mulls going solo. Supreme Court wraps SBI for not sharing complete data on electoral bonds. Former Karnataka Chief Minister Yediyurappa faces POCSO case, denies allegation, says let law take its own course. On the biggest story tonight, a focus on the big action taken by the Enforcement Directorate. This is against KCR's daughter and BRC MLC K Kavitha, who has been placed under arrest by the Enforcement Directorate in the Liquorgate scam. In fact, we'll also go across to my colleague Aneri, who's getting you those live visuals. Let's go full frame with those images now coming in from Banjara Hills, residence of K Kavitha. A short while back, her brother KTR reached her residence. There was an altercation between the Enforcement Directorate officials as well as KTR. Of course, given the fact that the arrest warrant has already been served by the Enforcement Directorate, top sources now confirming to Republic TV that the Enforcement Directorate has already sought for permission from Telangana Police for a route so that they can directly take K Kavitha to the airport, and from thereafter she would be brought here to the national capital. In fact, she's going to be now produced before the Rouse Avenue Court tomorrow is what we are given to understand. That could happen sometime later in the evening, given the fact that the arrest took place sometime after 5:30. In fact, even after the arrest memo that was prepared around 5 o'clock this evening, it did actually take some time for the Enforcement Directorate to serve that arrest memo, primarily because the initial plan for the Enforcement Directorate was to bring her to the national capital, and thereafter, after further examining, she would have been served the arrest memo. But keeping in mind that the situation outside her residence appeared to be quite volatile, and the fact that her family members were insisting that if at all they were planning to take any punitive action, arrest warrant should be served, and that's where the Enforcement Directorate, the investigating officer, read out the charges against K Kavitha. What you see right now, the cavalcade being placed outside K Kavitha's residence. Let me quickly go across to my colleague Aneri, who is getting us the latest details. There's high drama outside K Kavitha's residence in Hyderabad at this point in time. KTR, in an altercation with the Enforcement Directorate officials, almost literally threatened the ED officials, saying that you've taken an oath before Supreme Court. This is with regards to the fact that there was the interim protection that was granted to K Kavitha in the CBI matter.
High security which has been put out here at K Kavitha's residence. As you can see, top leaders of the BRS are here already at K Kavitha's residence, and also there was an altercation between the between KTR and the ED officials, where you heard KTR questioning the ED officials on how can they arrest Kavitha without a transit warrant, and also at the same time he questioned the ED officials that when they had told that they will not arrest Kavitha, then how can they take her and arrest her, is what the KTR had been asking. But as we have accessed the Enforcement Directorate arrest warrant, where you can see in the arrest warrant very clearly it is written that whereas I, Joginder, Assistant Director, have reason to believe that Kalvakunda Kavitha have been found guilty of an offence punishable under the provision of the provision of Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. Now, therefore, in exercise to the powers conferred upon me under subsection 1 of section 19 of the Provision of Money Laundering Act, I hereby arrest K Kavitha at 5:20 p.m. On 15, that is today, and she has been informed on the grounds of arrest, where you can see right now Kavitha is expected to come out because security has also been beefed up.
start showing you the visuals where you can see. Where you can see the family members of K Kavitha also have been outside the residence, and also the ED officials are still inside. But yes, there was an altercation between the BRS leaders, the police officials, because
between the BRS leaders, the police officials, because BRS leaders, BRS supporters who have reached outside K Kavitha's residence, they have been raising slogans of and also at the same time, you can the doors are open now. K Kavitha expected to come out shortly. As you can see, vehicles getting ready. Visuals of as you can see visuals here, Kavitha coming out. The vehicles are getting ready. All leaders, all the top leaders here have reached here, and also heavy police deployment, which you are seeing right outside K Kavitha's residence. Massive police deployment, but still right now. K Kavitha is here. K Kavitha showing her hand here. First visuals of K Kavitha being
Well, these are the images now coming in. K Kavitha being taken out from her residence in Hyderabad. She would be directly taken to the airport in Hyderabad. From thereafter, she would be brought to the national capital. That's expected sometime later, roughly around post 9 p.m. is when the Enforcement Directorate team expected to land here in the national capital. This a big development in the Liquorgate. Remember, following the arrest of the then Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and senior Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay Singh, this is yet another big arrest that has been made by the Enforcement Directorate. On your screens, these are images now coming in of K Kavitha being taken out of her residence amidst heavy security. Remember, the Enforcement Directorate had also sought cooperation from the Telangana police, fearing that there would be ruckus that would be created outside her residence. As expected, BRS workers, followers all lining up outside her residence at this point in time. In fact, her brother KTR was also present. There was an altercation, a brief altercation between KTR and the Enforcement Directorate officials. KTR raising questions about whether at all the Enforcement Directorate has actually violated the Supreme Court order with regards to interim protection. But remember, she has challenged the summons that was sent out by the Enforcement Directorate, but there was no protection that was granted by the court as far as the Enforcement Directorate summons are concerned. The interim relief that she received was with regards to the case that is being probed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, paving way for the Enforcement Directorate to take any punitive action against the leader. The reason why BRS leader has now been taken into custody by the Enforcement Directorate is primarily because of the alleged role that she played in the South Group. The fact that the Enforcement Directorate believes that she has been able to broker a large amount to the Aam Aadmi Party as a form of kickback. In fact, she had several meetings with Buchi Babu and a few others who were part of the South lobby. And remember, it is the South Group itself that the Enforcement Directorate suspects played an important role in giving kickbacks, alleged kickbacks to Aam Aadmi Party, something that the Aam Aadmi Party too has denied so far. These are the latest images now coming in. For the first time, perhaps the Enforcement Directorate had carried out searches at K Kavitha's Banjara Hills residence. Before that, remember, she has already been examined multiple times by the Central Bureau of Investigation. She was also examined here in the National Capital twice by the Enforcement Directorate. This was last year. Thereafter, she has basically sought for some sort of a protection. But so far, remember, the court hasn't granted any interim protection with regards to the Enforcement Directorate's summons. Let me quickly go back to my colleague Aneri, who's been tracking the story very closely. Aneri, a lot of drama that's taking place outside her residence. KTR has been arguing that this is a violation of the order that has been passed by the Supreme Court, but there appears to be a clear discrepancy here, given the fact that there was no protection that was granted to K Kavitha in the Enforcement Directorate's case.
Well, that's right, Shaman. What we are seeing right now is that K Kavitha has just left from her residence and she will be taken to the national capital, where tomorrow is what we are expecting, that she will be produced in the court. And also at the same time right now, as you can see, along with K Kavitha, her husband Anil Kumar also was seen leaving in another vehicle. But yes, K Kavitha has now left from her residence and they are heading towards the airport is what we are being told. And also at the same time, what we are seeing right now is that K Kavitha has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in connection with the Delhi liquor scam, and also a heated argument which had taken place between KTR and between KTR and the ED officials, where you saw that would
be K Kavitha's vehicle in which she is being taken.
Well, in fact, we'll try and connect with Aneri in a short while from now. The latest now coming in, it appears that K Kavitha has been accompanied by her husband Anil, who's also with her. The Enforcement Directorate officials appear to be at least in another car. As of now, given the fact that as per the protocol, in fact, till about the time that she is taken to the airport, her family members would also be present with her, and thereafter the Enforcement Directorate perhaps would not be allowing any family members to travel along with her to the national capital, because remember, she's now been taken into custody and the arrest memo has already been served, which also means that she has accepted the charges that have been levelled against her. Stepping into a short break, on the other side we continue with our coverage, the big development coming in from Hyderabad.
Big development coming in, where you can see right now Enforcement Directorate has arrested K Kavitha, the BRS MLC and the daughter of K Chandrasekhar Rao, the former Chief Minister of Telangana, where you can see K Kavitha has now been arrested in connection with the Delhi liquor scam. Well, big development coming in, where K Kavitha has now been taken to she will be taken to the national capital. Well, they have left from their residence already, and also tomorrow is what we are expecting, that she will be produced before the court. Well, there was a heated argument which went on between K Kavitha's brother KTR, who is the working president of the BRS party, between KTR and the Enforcement Directorate officials. There was a heated argument which went on between both of them. KTR questioning the ED officials on how can they arrest K Kavitha without a transit warrant, and also at the same time what you are seeing right now is that K Kavitha is being taken to the airport, where you where right now K Kavitha has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate officials in the connection with the Delhi liquor scam. We'll be right back with more news and updates. Keep watching Republic News.